everyone. My name is Valerie and I'll be your guide, your driver here. His name is Igor. He'll be doing all the driving for you today. So thank you guys for joining Convoy Cable Car Tours. Right now we're going to be leaving our Fisherman's Wharf area. So throughout the tour, I'll be asking you guys to look to the right or to the left so that'll be your other driver. The right your driver, the left your driver, the front or the back of Igor. So right now we're leaving our Fisherman's Wharf area. These are our grottos where you can get all your fresh seafood, as well as we're going to be making our way down our boardwalk. So our boardwalk was remodeled a few years back to accommodate more seating areas for the restaurants and a wider sidewalk. All of these boats here on your right side, these are all for charter. They range in different prices, starting at $15 per person, all the way up into the hundreds, depending on what you're doing. Some are just cruises around the bays, other are specific fishing tours. This vehicle on your right, this is what we call the streetcar, not to confuse with the cable car or the trolley. This one in particular is from Dallas from the 1940s. So these were donated and or purchased from different parts around the world, and so we now use them as a form of transportation, like the bus. This is $250. So the E line will take you all the way down to AT&T Park, the ballpark where the Giants play. Then the F line will take you all the way down to the Castro, which is the LGBTQ community. So if you're to make a right turn onto this little pier, you gotta be at Skomas. Skomas is referred to some of the best seafood down by the wharf. You make a right down onto the little pier. We have coming up on your left side, it's Sugar. So this is a candy store. This is where you can get all kinds of different assorted candies, from like a pig gummy bears or the longest strip licorice you ever seen, as well as my favorite is their Hogwarts Harry Potter section. On your left side, we also have your In-N-Out Burger. So this is a West Coast burger joint, not considered fast food since they do make your food to order. As well as another favorite is the Pepper Palace on the left. So if you like hot sauce, vinaigrettes, oils, dry rubs, anything of that nature, you can find it there. The table in the center, that is a sampler table, so you can sample just about everything they have there. My personal favorite is their chunky pineapple salsa, and it has mangoes in it as well. On your left side, this is the cannery. This used to be called the Del Monte Peach Cannery. It's no longer canning peaches. You may recognize the name Del Monte from their canned fruits and vegetables you get at the supermarket. A local favorite from there would be the Blue Mermaid, which is a clam chowder house. They make different varieties of clam chowders to choose from, as well as they do have Jack Sparrow, where they have dollar oysters year-round. Here to make a right turn onto Hyde Street Pier, that's where you could go visit many of the different vessels that we have here docked. They've been docked here, most of them since around the 1950s. Only costs about $5–10 to visit all of them. On your right side, this is our Powell and Hyde Street cable car turnaround station. So this is where the Rice-A-Roni commercial was filmed. Do you guys remember that? The San Francisco treat. So these are the cable cars that run on the line. They do have wood brakes, so if it smells like something's burning, that means the brakes are working. So we do have 3 cable car lines now. We currently only have those 3. At one point we did have about 23, and then they all pretty much got just out of service except for these. This obviously would be the most famous since it was in the commercial. And so this is a very popular location to visit. So if you do want to come ride the cable car line, it is $7 cash. You might want to have exact change since they don't give change out, as well as most of the time there's a long line. So if you do want to ride the cable car, I'll tell you guys a little secret in a few minutes of how to skip the giant line that could be up to almost 4 hours on a very busy weekend. Or like our summer season is coming up, so we will have a lot of visitors coming to San Francisco. On your right corner in front of us, we also have our Buena Vista Cafe. That is where they perfected and poured the first Irish coffee here in San Francisco. So there are many places where you can get an Irish coffee. Not only would this be the best, it would be the original location. As well as it is a cafe, so they do have like breakfast as well. They do have a gift shop, as well as if you're in a hurry, they do have Irish coffee to go. So this park on your right side, this is Maritime Park, also known as Aquatic Park. This is one of 200+ parks we have here in the city. If you look to the far right, you'll see the ships there. Those are the ones I was mentioning about Hyde Street Pier. The big one, that is called the Belputa. That has been docked here, like I mentioned, since the 50s. As well as, this is a very popular location for a very special group of swimmers. They are called the Dolphin Club, better known as the Polar Bear Club. They swim in the bay without a wetsuit. On your right side, this is our famous Ghirardelli Square chocolate, my favorite. So it's gentleman with the name of Memento Ghirardelli. He came to the gold rush country with his sons. They made a hot chocolate that was so popular, they decided to make this chocolate making factory. We do have our stop 2 coming up. We are a hop on, hop off tour. So if you decide to get off on any of the designated stops, Another vehicle will be coming to pick you up in 35 minutes approximately, depending on traffic. So this is our stop 2. So there are 5 entrances in Ghirardelli Square. So most people flood the first 2. I recommend going through the whole center, going to the one in the very back, less crowded, as well as if it's a cool morning like today, you could even sit by a heater. As well as you could get a bag of chocolate there for about $29.95, or you can do what the locals do. There are 5 entrances. Each entrance, you get a free piece of chocolate. So if you go through each entrance twice, it's like you're getting a free bag of chocolate. And if you do want to ride the cable car but don't want to wait the long line, you walk 1 block past it, which would be this stop here on the right. You wait there 5, maybe 15 minutes the most. You pay your $7 and you're on your way instead of waiting 4 hours down the street on a very busy weekend. Hyde Street, 22-degree hill along towards your right. So that would take you up towards the very top of Crooked Street of Lombard. So let's say if you actually wanted to physically walk it, but didn't want to walk the whole steep street either side, you can always take the cable car line. It'll drop you off the top. You'll be able to take your photos, get back on, and continue on. Or we also do have, of course, our stop 3, North Beach, Little Italy, which you'd be able to walk back a few blocks and then walk up the Crooked side. Or we have our stop 11, which you'd be able to walk up the steeper side of Lombard Street to the very top to the Crooked side. So we're now entering North Beach, Little Italy. And so this at one point actually used to be underwater at one point. So the city used to be 4 by 4 miles. It's now 7 by 7. So all that additional land is landfill. On Francisco Street here, this actually used to be one of the original waterfronts. On your right, we have Bimbo's 365, the longest running nightclub in San Francisco since 1931. As well as if you look straight ahead, you can see the 2 skyscrapers there side by side. The one directly in the center, that is our Transamerica Pyramid, which is now the 2nd tallest building in San Francisco, over 800 feet tall, taller than the towers on the Golden Gate Bridge. Surprisingly, in all the earthquakes we've had here, not one single window in the building has ever broken. And so like I was mentioning, that is now the 2nd tallest building in the city. Now the tallest one is the one next to that with all the construction. So that is Salesforce. Salesforce will be completed in the next 2 years. Once it's done, it'll be the tallest building west of the Mississippi. And so it's actually from here looks a lot shorter. It's actually just a little further away. Once we get closer to the bridge, we'll look back at it. It's actually a lot taller. So the next 2 blocks, we're going to be coming up to the Crooked Street of Lombard. So it is actually very illegal for us to go anywhere near the top of it. So we do pass by the bottom of the hill, where you'll be able to look up to the very top where it's the Crooked side of it. So then we look up towards your right side. The very top of the hill, almost behind us there, that is your Crooked Street of Lombard. With all the flowers, the people walking at the top of the hill. So by the end of this year, they're actually going to be creating either a toll system or an appointment system for people that want to drive down the Crooked Street of Lombard. On our left side, this is a public pool, library, and playground. There used to be a giant dirt field where Joe DiMaggio used to practice. Joe DiMaggio was a local here in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know.
It was like one little tiny thing.
It was really good.
When we get the green light, we'll be looking towards our left side.
Where are you guys visiting from?
San Jose.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Mini vacation.
Yeah.
I'm from
Go
born
ahead.
and raised Fremont.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, we just moved from Washington, Seattle,
Oh, lovely.
and we've been there now a year, a little bit over a year.
Nice. How do you
Yeah.
like it so far?
I like the sun.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
this reminds me. The weather here is kind of reminding me of Seattle.
Yeah, like kind of, foggy,
yeah,
rainy.
yeah, rainy. But it's beautiful. I mean, there's the food, the culture. It's really awesome.
On your left side, we have St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral. So that is where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio took their famous wedding photos. So they did not get married here, but they got married down at City Hall. They came here after they took their photos. This is back to the Catholic families. This here is our North Beach Little Italy Stock 3. So Joe DiMaggio was also an altar boy there at that church as a child. Part of the movie Sister Act 2 was also filmed there. And their address that you will not find posted on the building, trust me, I've tried looking for it, you will not find it. It is actually 666 Filbert Street, lovely address for a church.
Where's a good Italian
So there are many delicious ones.
It's really good.
Which one is that?
Pellegrini on the corner.
Is
Oh,
it?
really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
but I like it. Most of them are equal, but that one is a brand new one. It's still clean. It smells good. It's really good.
Awesome.
Oh.
Okay,
One
we're
of those
gonna.
days when we pass by, you can smell the garlic.
Oh, I love the
They
smell
have
of
the
garlic.
famous the Stinking Crows.
Yeah, but
garlic restaurant.
then they only had like 3 stars on their reviews when I looked at it, so that's why I was kind of like,
It's dependent on you. If you like garlic, it's really good.
Yeah, I like garlic.
We want really good pizza. You can make a left there. We have Tony's Pizzeria, some of the best pizza in San Francisco.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
So you're in North Beach, Little Italy, when you see the Italian flags in the poles. If you like popcorn, on your left side we have Cornology, so that if you're custom with popcorn joint, you make your popcorn to the light. It's also 100% organic. On your right side, we also have Mada's Italian pastries, so they make some of the best
Oh,
cannolis in the
that's
city.
awesome. Is that this one here? Okay.
Yeah, really good pastries. As well as we have gelato shops on both sides of the street. Now, if we were to make a right turn, we're going to be making this right turn out to Stockton. That's going to take us into the outskirts of Chinatown. But if you were to continue straight going towards the Transamerica, you'd run into a few different restaurants. You have Molinari's, which was Joe DiMaggio's favorite. It's actually been one of the longest running Italian delis in the city. He actually wrote on his will that he refused anybody else to touch the catering for his funeral besides Molinari's. So they must be that good, right, if a dead man wants them. Then we also do have a restaurant called the Stinkin' Rose. So the Stinkin' Rose is a restaurant where they season their garlic with food. You can start off with a garlic wine, finish off with a garlic ice cream. They use over 3,000 pounds of garlic in 1 month. As well as they do have a restaurant called the Mona Lisa, which has been voted some of the best Italian food in the city as well.
Wow.
But throughout this whole street of Stockton, you'll find many delicious Italian food restaurants. Some of the best poets and writers during the 1950s, the Beat generation, used to hang out in the coffee shops and the bookstores in this area as well. So now on Stockton Street, this is actually the outskirts of Chinatown. Most people associate Chinatown with Grant Avenue or the Chinatown Dragon Gates. That will be actually our stop 12. We're going to be making our way to stop 4, which is Union Square Shopping District. So Chinatown is very special to us here in San Francisco. This is the oldest Chinatown in North America. It was founded during the Gold Rush. This is also the largest Asian community outside of Asia. Only about 15% of the community here speaks English. This is also one of the only districts within a city that has their own police force. So they have their own police force, fire department, schools, hospitals, churches, just about anything you could think of they have here. It's pretty much like its own city within a city. Chinatown is also a 7x5 block radius. This is our Broadway Street, the cross street in front of us. If you make a left, that's where we have a lot of our nightlife and entertainment. As well as, like I was mentioning, Stockton Street here. This is pretty much where you can get some of the best fresh produce delivered fresh every single morning. Still see some of the delivery trucks around here. And so a lot of the stuff around here you're going to find for very great prices. You can buy yourself a pound of grapes here for about 67 cents, or you could go down to the Safeway down by the Fisherman's Wharf, where we just came from, buy your pound of grapes for about $7 per pound. So you could, totally pick and choose your battles here in the city. Location really is everything. As well as if you're going to be doing any shopping for souvenirs, come to Chinatown. That would be our stop 12, what I would recommend for souvenir shopping. You can buy yourself a sweater down at the Fisherman's Wharf for about $40, $45, or you can come here at Chinatown and get the same exact sweater, the same sweater, for about $12.99. And they're more willing to handle the prices down here. I mean, look at everything. The prices, the smells are very, very fresh. I mean, they even have a really cool store around here. It's a rice cooker store. They have like hundreds of rice cookers to choose from. They even have one that's a portable rice cooker that you could take it in your car and connect it to your outlet and stuff. It's really cool. Great bakeries. We'll be passing one in the next block as well. It's local favorite. People line up there to get their fresh dim sum, their pork buns, as well as their sponge cakes and their moon pies, all of the excellent traditional Chinese pastries you'll find at this bakery that we're going to be passing by. So Bruce Lee was born in Chinatown, San Francisco, as well as the fortune cookie was invented here in the city. We'll be passing by later where they actually invented the fortune cookie, but you could visit the fortune cookie factory in Chinatown where you can make your own custom-made fortune cookie, learn how to fold it, even put your own little custom thing inside. So this bakery on the right with the orange awning coming up, so that is the very popular bakery that I was mentioning. Locals' favorite, there is a little line, that's actually a very short line compared to how big it could actually get. So this one here on the right. So we have all this construction going on your right side. This is for the continuation of our new light rail subway system. So this will go on for the next 2 years. We're actually going to be having construction over by Union Square. It's all for the same thing. That's going to actually be our next destination. So you'll see construction over there too. And so we'll be coming through like Union Square down towards Chinatown over by Fisherman's Wharf area. But we'll have to deal with the construction until it's finished in the next 2 years. Chinatown is also considered one of the safest neighborhoods in the city as well. As well as a big portion of the community that lives here literally has never left the boundaries of Chinatown. Now because they can't, they just don't want to. A big portion of that is the elders. They feel like they have all their customs and traditions here that they have no reason to leave, which is kind of true. I mean, they just walk down their stairs of their apartment building, they have their supermarket or their doctor's office, while we have to go halfway across town just to get to a gas station. Because in some neighborhoods, you can't have a gas station because people pay to not see a gas station. Do you get what I mean? So that way, you know, depending on what neighborhood you live in or what area you're in, it's very hard to find things convenient, as well as in, you know, later in the evening, parts of the city become what we call a food graveyard. A lot of people, stores close, a lot of family businesses here in the city, as well as there's a lot of shops on Sundays that have to be closed because they're mom and pop shops, so they have their family days. On your right side, this building here was actually the very first all-Chinese high school in the U.S. No longer an active school, now used for after-school programs, wakes, and weddings, and other stuff of that nature. So we're going to be going through this Stockton Tunnel. This is going to lead us into Union Square Shopping District.